Happy New Year to you all, and what a way to start 2025 with this awesome 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback built by the guys here at Velocity. We're going to take a walk around this vehicle as if you were here in the showroom with me. Let's start by talking about the two paint colors that are present on this vehicle. The first one, the main body color, is called Pepper Gray Metallic, and that's complemented with a black metallic stripe set. The stripes go across the hood, all the way across the top of the car, and then all the way back. And it's a really, really nice looking color combination. This pepper gray almost has a slight yellow undertone to it. So it's not super gray, but what that means is it's actually very vibrant and very bright. It's not a dull gray, it's a bright gray with some complexity in the metallic there, and it just looks amazing. If you're a Mustang fan, you will know that this car kind of looks like a very famous movie car that we won't say the name of. And so we didn't really have that inspiration, honestly, originally. It's kind of how this car just turned out by chance, but we'll kind of say it's our homage to that car now, just because it kind of does look like that famous movie car. I'm sure you can put in the comments what you maybe think that is. But anyway, pepper gray metallic, really, really nice. With those racing stripes, and they are painted stripes. They're not just decals, they are hand painted stripes there as well. This vehicle is our Street Series, so it's our upgraded version of the Mustang. And what that means is there's a different wheel choice and some other accents, other elements to this vehicle that you get with the Street Series package. We'll start by talking about these forged line rims. Absolutely gorgeous forged line rims, really, really nice billet rim, absolutely good looking, and honestly one of the best rim choices that I think we have on our vehicles. Obviously there's lots of different rim choices that we do, but with these Street Series Mustangs, the forged lines just set the car off, this one being no exception. So really nice. They've also got the gray inserts in the spokes just to bring everything together. Those are the forged line rims, really, really nice option. I mentioned other things because it's a Street Series, and that's our billet components. So billet side mirrors and billet door handles, both are really, really nice options. The side mirrors in particular are really nice. They are the only available on our Mustangs, the Street Series Mustangs. They look completely different to stock. They're really, really popular with people online. Lots of people ask us if they can buy them for their Mustangs. At the moment, we don't have the production for it, but a really, really nice option there too. Velocity Flying V in the thumb button of the door handle as well, so that's really nice. We'll keep walking down the vehicle. You're going to notice this sail panel. There's a brushed aluminum behind that sail panel as well. Just keeping it pretty simple, but obviously that classic look. And then all the way to the back, and my favorite angle on a Mustang is the back. Absolutely gorgeous rear end on a car, one of my favorites ever. Obviously, you've got lots of the normal chrome trim as well at the back of the trunk and in the rear of the vehicle. Mustang across the back, all the tail lights are full LEDs, side marker lights are LEDs as well. Full rear bumper is chrome, and for the exhaust on this vehicle, we've got a full custom baller exhaust. So 2 exhaust pipes, and this car sounds absolutely amazing. The Mustangs in particular sound very, very good. We'll come on to the full driveline setup in a minute. All right, let's check out the interior now on this car, because really that's where a lot of the major upgrades have happened for the Street Series as well. We'll start with the seats in this car. Rather than the normal classic low back seats, you get a full Recaro high back seat when you go to the Street Series. The stitch pattern is different, lots of custom billet options. Talk through this door card first. Completely custom door card on this Mustang, made in-house by the team here specifically for our cars. Looks absolutely amazing. You've got black leather with the plaid grey stitch color there just to give it a little bit of contrast. Of course, the pepper gray has been brought inside as well into the door cards and in other areas of the cabin, but really, really nice. You'll also notice billet door release there. And actually this speaker pod here is completely custom too. Behind that is a full Focal speaker system, which looks really nice. But this is kind of made to look a little bit more modern. They're still very sleek, not shouty, just very, very toned down and really, really nice. Taking a seat in here then, and as always with our Street Series vehicles or our upgraded Street and Heritage vehicles, I am met by a Spark steering wheel. This is a large Spark Industries billet steering wheel, completely custom made for us. It's wrapped in leather, just got adjustment as well behind there for the tilt steering column. But this whole setup is absolutely awesome. You'll notice that the steering column has also been painted in that pepper gray metallic. That's another thing that you get on our street vehicles that you don't normally do. It's just an extra detail that really makes everything pop. But completely custom steering wheel setup by the guys at Spark Industries. It feels absolutely amazing. The leather's a really nice touch. The gray stitch pattern as well to match the rest of the stitching in the vehicle. Just all really nice. Behind that, I've got a full Dakota digital dash. What that means is it's an old school looking instrument cluster setup, but actually it's all electric. So it's got some, electronic. So it's got some more information in there. Two screens that will give you fuel readouts and temperatures and pressures and things like that that you wouldn't normally get just looking at this instrument cluster. But again, it looks very, very classic. Dashpad is completely black and leather as well with that grey stitch. Lots of other details there. I'll come through and now go on to the rest of the interior. Take a closer look at these seats then. And like I said earlier, they are a full high-backed Recaro seat. Really, really nice for a number of reasons. Of course, they look great, especially finished in this black leather with the grey stitch and that plaid stitch pattern, really nice. But also they feel great to sit in. In a car like this, when you're going to go around corners a little bit faster, you're going to have a bit more fun. You want that side support, you want the lumbar support, and the Recaros give you that. They also allow you to sit that bit lower in the vehicle. So normally with the low back seats, you actually sit slightly higher up, but the Recaros really give you, especially if you're taller, more leg room and more headroom, which is nice in these cars. You sit even lower with the Recaros. But anyway, they're finished in this black leather with this grey stitching. They look absolutely amazing. Because it's an enclosed cabin vehicle, you do have black carpet all the way throughout. This is actually a rubber-backed mat, and then underneath that, there's even more carpet. That's really nice with the Velocity Flying V there as well. Let's move into the center console then. And for those of you who know our builds, you're going to know that this whole center console is completely custom made in-house by the guys here. We'll start with this armrest area. It's actually a wireless charging pad here for your phone, so you can leave your phone up here, complete wireless charging, and a bit of extra space so you can lean on it. Super comfortable, slightly cushioned. That's really nice. You got a single drinks holder in here surrounded by black leather, and then the rest of this center console has been finished with this black aluminum brushed insert. You got a billet around your gear stick, that holder. This is black leather here for your gear gaiter. This is a 10-speed, so you've just got an automatic transmission shifter here. Electric windows, those have been finished in billet for the controls. Vintage air AC system, you have a full AC system in this vehicle, working a modern AC system, and then of course a flush mounted double din Apple CarPlay unit. So that's a touchscreen unit that runs not only your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto if you want to hook your phone up to it, but also it's got a rear view camera built in there as well, so you can see when you're reversing. Really, really nice option. And again, this is completely custom fabricated in-house, as is a lot of this stuff that we've been talking about. Just to give you an idea of kind of what seating position feels like, very, very comfortable. Like I mentioned earlier, very low down. You've got extra adjustability on these seats too, so you can go back and forward, you can lean, you can raise them, you can lower them. Overall, you've got all of the adjustability that you would normally expect in a modern vehicle. Seating position in these cars is awesome, and you're going to want to be able to see where you're going because you're going to get there fast. Let's come on to the drive line now. Really quickly, actually, I forgot a couple of things before we go on to the drive line. One is the Focal speaker system. I mentioned the speakers around the car, but I didn't say specifically about the Focal speaker system. It's a completely custom Focal speaker system designed specifically for our Mustangs. The guys at Focal rigged one of our Mustangs up with all of these microphones so they can understand the exact acoustics of this cabin. And you actually have some extra sub controls here as well, hidden away under this armrest, just to give you a little bit more flexibility on the sound and the amount of bass that you want, which is really nice. There is another button down here labeled RGB, so there is full RGBs all the way through this cabin, and if you don't want the RGBs, you can turn them off, and then when you want them back on, you can turn them on. They're in the footwells, they're in the doors, they're behind me as well. Really, really cool, especially when it's darker out. It just really sets the interior off, and it's been finished in this kind of cool blue color just to match everything together for the RGBs. Really nice option. What I'm going to do before we go through talk about the engine is let you hear the car. So let me turn it over for you now. I think you can agree this car sounds really, really nice. And a big part of that is thanks to this third generation Coyote V8. So it's a brand new 5-litre V8 producing around 460 horsepower. So lots and lots of go through the rear wheels of this car. The reason that we use these in our Mustangs, and in fact we use these engines in all of our Ford products, is because they just work. They're really, really simple to use. As an owner, if you want to drive this car every single day, you can, thanks to that engine. You turn the key, it fires up every single time. It's a brand new modern crate engine, so it's not been purchased from a crash damaged new Mustang or anything like that. It's brand new from Ford directly. Really, really nice option. Gives you that modern day performance, but also that reliability reliability. Behind that, I mentioned earlier, this one's an automatic. It's a 10-speed, so the Tenor R80 is the gearbox that we use in this car, coupled again to that Coyote V8. Really, really nice option. What you need when you're able to go as fast as you can with an engine like this is control, and all of that control comes from the suspension and the chassis setup. This vehicle is a full chassis Mustang. Originally, there was no chassis underneath the Mustang. Some builders just use a subframe connector. We use a full chassis under our Mustangs because it makes them handle the best they can. And that chassis is a Rose to Shop RS spec chassis. It's the same chassis that we use under our F100 street trucks. It makes these things handle incredibly well. And when you've got that much power, obviously this car can comfortably do over 100 miles an hour. You really need to be able to control that power and feel the handling. So that's really nice. Once you're done driving the car fast and you need to stop, you've got disc brakes all round. This vehicle has full Bayer disc brakes. That's what we use on our Mustang. So a full Bayer disc brake setup, but they are hydro boosted through Willwood. So really, really nice options all around for drivetrain. I also mentioned the sound of the vehicle. You just heard it a minute ago. That's that custom baller exhaust that we use on these Mustangs. I think that just about covers it for this car. It's so nice to start with a vehicle that is so gorgeous. It's a really, really pretty car, this one. It turned out very, very nice. If you're somebody that likes the idea of having a Mustang, but wants something that looks a bit more like that movie style car that I mentioned earlier, this is a really good option. It wasn't the intention, but it was the outcome. It is what happened. And honestly, this Mustang came together absolutely amazingly well. 68 Fastback Mustang Resto Mod, built by Velocity. If you are interested, this vehicle is available. As you can see, it's in our showroom. It's ready to go home today. Because this vehicle is brand new and in our showroom, it does, of course, come with Velocity's industry-leading 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. Why is it industry-leading? Well, we believe it's better than anything else on the market because it actually does what it says on the paper. It's worth what it says on the document. We truly mean bumper to bumper, so any squeaks, rattles, anything that happens to you as it goes, not just the engine, not just the driveline, but any paint issues, anything at all, we cover. Truly bumper to bumper. Not that you would have any issues because all of these vehicles come with 500 test miles by the guys here at the shop. Those are real test miles, combination between dyno tuning and, of course, on-road testing, just to get any of those bugs out of there before it ships. But if you did have anything, you have that 2-year bumper to bumper. There is also financing available on all of our vehicles, not just this Mustang, but this Mustang does qualify. So any Velocity vehicle you can finance through our partners at Woodside or Putnam. There's a couple of other people that we use, but basically it gives you that flexibility. So if you don't want to spend and buy the vehicle in cash, you can finance. So that's an option as well. If you've got any more questions on any of the stuff we've talked about or on this vehicle in particular, please feel free to reach out. If you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment below or send us a message. If you're on our website, you can either pick up the phone and call us, or you can hit our contact form and submit a submission. One of the sales guys will get back to you. And of course, if you're on Instagram or Facebook or any of those other social media channels, just send us a DM and we'll get right back to you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a gorgeous Mustang. What a great way to start 2025.